Like, okay, although the person was identified, it took the police. It occurred in the morning. They took the entire day and they caught him until the next night. And they were circling around town looking for him and all that, right? Okay, like I said, the crime situation is really low. But just to bring up a few highlights of what happened in Punta Gorda, there are a few robberies, but the robberies aren't major. That is, I guess that is the most, what, not common. Well, it was the worst then in such a long time, I suppose. Besides that, they steal bicycles and petty things like that, but it isn't really reported because the police doesn't really do anything about it. When it comes, there are, you know, like, I guess any other district, there are regular petty fights that occur between different boys from different neighborhoods and, you know, females and all that stuff. One of the,
The first question is, how is the crime situation affecting you in your area?
okay, it's well, the robbery and the petty fight, it doesn't really affect us because we don't see it much when it occurs, and in that case they caught him quickly. It didn't really alert the public or anything like that because no harm was done. Another problem that we recently faced, I guess about 6 months or a year ago, I guess, during that time, when a group of people from George Street, when the government had that initiative, they sent a group of them to Punta Gorda to bust a road from the beginning of the Joe Taylor Bridge through the to the back, and they when they were there, to tell the truth, a lot of the citizens were concerned, they were scared, and because when they were there, you know, a lot of people locked up early because they tend to fight. They were stealing and all that stuff within our community. But after they left, everything went back to normal. Then another incident, one of the huge ones that occurred, I guess was about 2 years ago when the young girl and her brother, Benjamin and Onelia, they went missing. That really startled the community, because, you know, it doesn't really happen because the indigenous people or the people from the village usually come down, sell their children, they sell and they go back home and nothing occurred, and out of the blue, the children went missing and the community took charge of that, and because based on what they heard, they went to the man's house and they burnt his house. It was a huge situation that kind of startled us, and we decided to pay more attention to our children and different stuff like that. Then there was the robbery at the Texaco, didn't really affect us. And there was a recent case of police brutality. It was all over the news. It's when the policeman entered the house and beat up on it was in the village. I don't want to call it village, but they beat up the female adolescent or something like that. And there is one problem that we are facing, but it doesn't really bother us like we see, because it looks like from the police are alright with it, because we know of a drug dealer within our community, and the police change, they rotate, different people come to work, but for some reason they can't seem to catch him. Okay, second question.
What can you do to alleviate crime situation in your district?
Well, we believe to affect the little bit of crime that we have, rarely that is, that there should just be more enforcement of the laws. The police should do their work and don't sit around and stuff like that. They need to learn how to deal with their citizens, because they don't really have any PR. You can be, some people that aren't from there, you know, they report that they are riding up, stop, and the police drake up on them and be like, get off of the bike or a bus on the wheel, this, that. You know, that is not the way to talk to people. They should have more programs for youth so that they can be educated and that we can all cooperate as a people. More job opportunities, and also neighborhood watch, just to watch out for one another when it comes to the petty crimes of the bicycles and those small stuff.
Number 3. What recommendation do you have to give the youth department to to alleviate crime?
Well, most of the time, like, the things that we experience more often would be the petty thefts, and for that we would just like the youth department to just put a little bit more effort, have more activities for the youth, have different forums with the youth so they can hear from them and work along with them. They can do this by going to the universities and the different institutions to gather them and start something for them, because we don't really have much of that in Punta Gorda. That's it.